The IRS sent 159 million stimulus checks, but with the new limit mentioned by Mitch McConnell, tens of millions could be excluded from the second check. A second stimulus check seems to be almost certain. Donald Trump has long spoken of a second payment, and now Republicans are on the same page. Recently, Mitch McConnell said there would be a check but added an important caveat. The Kentucky senator said there would be a much lower income limit than the first CARES stimulus check at the start of the coronavirus pandemic. The first stimulus check has been sent to people who made $75,000 or less in 2019. McConnell says the second stimulus check limit will be almost half. I think the people who have been hit the hardest are the ones who make about $40,000 a year or less. Many of them work in the hospitality industry. And so, more stimulus checks could be part of it, adding, the country needs a last push. In early June, the IRS announced that it had sent 159 million checks to Americans. According to data, 131 million Americans earned less than $40,000 in 2018. Since checks are based on previous deposit years, this figure could be a good indication of the number of people who will be eligible for the second Dunning check. It would also mean that about 30 million people who received the first check will not receive a second. A Columbia University study estimated that the country's poverty level would have climbed to about 16% if the checks had not been distributed. Before the coronavirus pandemic, poverty was 12.8%, and according to another study by the Center on Poverty and Social Policy, researchers estimate that checks and benefits will provide up to $500 billion in transfers from income in 2020. Republicans believe that the best way to help the economy, American citizens and small businesses is to solve the three problems rather than just sending money by check or direct deposit. They want to introduce incentives for people to spend money, and they want loans and help for small businesses and a stimulus check, but only for the most vulnerable. Democrats are pushing the limit, however. I don't know where the $40,000 comes from, said Nancy Pelosi, president of the House and Californian Democrat, at a press conference on July 9. I think families who earn more than $40,000 probably need help, depending on their circumstances. Democrats and Republicans will go to the Senate to negotiate a deal, and it remains to be seen what will be included. It may be a wide stimulation control with an upper limit, or there may be no stimulation control at all. It is unlikely, but given the current political climate in the United States, it is difficult to predict how it will unfold. Here are the key dates for which a decision will be made, with an agreement to be concluded in August when the Senate suspends its work for the month.